Alright everybody, welcome back to this conquest on Midway. It's your boy County Check, the internet's least favorite noob, back again with another nasty old noob naval gameplay. Gonna get in here with the USS Fargo and see what we can make happen. If I can ever get the Roanoke, then I'll be grinding for the last tier. The last tier that exists now, of course, though I'm sure they'll come out with something to make a higher tier by the time I get into top tier. I was late to the game on Naval. But this is my favorite game mode. And I wish I had more time to play it more often. I'm trying to learn how to fly, and it's very difficult for me. My brain just does not compute the flying, even though I love it too. And yeah, my ground and naval have been suffering since I've been focusing my efforts on flying. That's life, huh? You want to pay attention to everything, but you only have so much attention to pay. And so you have to pick and choose. I think when I first started, I posted a lot of naval gameplay, because that's what I had. That's what I was doing. Realized I wasn't getting very many views, and so I started uploading air and ground. And that actually got me something more like the response I was hoping for. So if you did subscribe to this channel for the naval content, here it is, and I'm sorry it takes me so long in between naval videos. I've got to make the transition to keyboard. I'm still playing this on a controller. I still play naval on a controller because I don't feel handicapped. But I do need to transition to keyboard just so I don't have to keep changing it to simplified. I did something with that the other day, and I was going to try to get on and fly with some people I know. Like Saturday, I was going to get on and try to surprise them. But when I got on, all of my keylines were lost. And it took me something like a half an hour to get them all restored. And by the time I got all that done and did a test flight, I was done. I was over. Didn't want to do it anymore. But here we are now, and we'll get this. Oh man, I'm missing way off the left. I'm not sure whether I should cut these and zoom in. Like if I try to do the view where it shows where you've hit in the upper right, I would probably never be able to stop zooming in. I think I'm only allowed 80 clips with the editing software I have. And yeah, it would be excessive. So you get the plain Jane view. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you don't play naval, tell me why in the comments below. You don't like to have fun? You don't like to chill out? The stakes are just less high here, and the rewards are way better. You could be an absolute tool and get in here and still make good SL. And if it's not the game mode that you play all the time, you get in here, make your SL, don't repair the ship, and don't play again till it repairs itself in a week or so. Hacks. Trying to cripple their engine for a minute, now going for the guns. Could you just imagine how sweaty the loading crew is right now in their little turret? And the guys down in the ammunition hold running the shit to the elevator. They're sweating their little white dungarees through right now with the amount of taxpayer dollars being fired downrange at this one ship. I really like the new compass thing that's in the top left. Usually I have no problem getting hits, but if you're having an issue, it's usually due to the range or the way that your munitions are arcing. And so you can be over and under by, God, half a K sometimes. And a little compass helps you to understand how off you are so that you can actually fix it. Where before you just had to kind of see, are the shells splashing in front of or behind? Yeah, you got me dropping smoke here. Not good when I pop smoke. Getting a little light on the crew. Oh, look what they did to your boy. I'm done for. Alright, try to fly this peanut butter and jelly in here. This is not the best type of a match. These conquest matches, not the best type of match to be flying planes into. And I'm gonna switch that so I don't get flustered, because now when I try to fly on controller, I can't fly on controller either since I've switched to keyboard. And then when I play naval, it reverses my y-axis, so I like to pull back or press down and go up, but it reverses it the other way. And you know, if all your years of habit is going to cause you to do the wrong thing, you know, that's no good. So you got to get your settings right. If you've made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out greatly. I don't know how entertaining the material that I produce is. I would imagine not that entertaining. But anyone who hangs out with me, I sincerely appreciate you. I am, after all, not really a content creator. I'm just some guy with a PlayStation 4 and an internet connection. Isn't it your lucky day? That reminds me of the janitor on the internet meme. You see, he's a janitor on the internet. He cleans up all the garbage. As a matter of fact, he likes his job so much, he does it for free. Yeah, I just flew one of my flaps off there. Yep. Picked up too much speed, forgot that this was a slow coach. Dove in at too steep of an angle and blew my flaps off and got shot to death. Good job, dummy. Most people hate it when they do something stupid, but I like it because then I know that I'm learning an important lesson that I'm likely not to forget given the penalties involved. Here we go. Let's bring out the big boy. I do believe this is the Pittsburgh here. Get the bigger guns in there. I think it's 8-inch on this bad boy. The USS Pimpsburg, as I like to call it. Interestingly enough, Pittsburgh is just one state over from me. I would not go there, though. Oh, hell no. I don't even go into Columbus unless I have to. And if I do have to go into the city, I always try to stick to an affluent area. I spent too much time on the bad sides of town and had bad things happen to me, so yeah. I just try to keep myself in my lane where I belong, and that's somewhere outdoors, chasing chickens, walking in the woods, going down by the water. I'm one of those people that feels like the call of water and boundaries where water meets land. Like, that to me it's like a profoundly spiritual experience. Some people go to church to commune with the Creator or whoever or whatever it is that they believe in. I like to go to nature, but that's just me. Leave it in the comments below if you have a denomination, or if you're agnostic, or if you know what I mean. Do you believe in God? I'm curious. I'm not the type of person to tell you that what you believe is wrong. I just like to know what people believe. And I'm also not the type of person to be angry or upset or even disagree with someone who believes differently than me. I do understand that everyone lives a different life, and that life is just as vibrant and full and has a lot of interesting ins and outs and ups and downs, just like mine or anyone else's. And what you've experienced and what you understand as your reality could be very different from mine. I mean, all the way down to what you learned when you were making your first word associations. We could be living in a different world right next door to each other, but still see similar things. I don't know. That's the type of stuff that I think about. I do really be pondering orbs in my spare time. And once you realize you live in a world that's corrupt, in a system that's been taken over by the richest people at the top, who are going to demand that we do what they want us to do, you start to focus on different things. Most of all, like your personal mental health and like your eating health. Because I was late to the game to figure out the eating health thing. And I'm suffering the negative consequences of it in my life now. But I'm getting on top of it and have been for the last, 10 years or so. But just because you understand how to doesn't make it any easier in this country when 90% of what's available at the stores, no bueno. And the food pyramid that they taught me growing up was completely wrong, so there's always that. I believe meat should be at the top of the food pyramid, but that's just my opinion. When I eat mainly meat, I feel a lot better. I used to have a diet that was extremely high in carbohydrates and sugar, and I wondered why I always felt sluggish and felt like crap, and why I was picking up weight. After I turned 40, I started picking up weight from it, and it was just like, what the heck? I switched to a meat-based diet, and it's just far superior. The way I feel, and the energy I get, and no dragging around afterwards. And I'm still working on the kicking the sugar. I let myself have a spoonful on Saturdays in my coffee, and I've gone, since I've quit sugar, from 185 to 176. So I'm very close to having lost just 10 pounds of useless weight. The other 10 pounds of useless weight I could lose would be my jaw, because I never stop flapping it, right? Anyway, if you have an opinion on any of these subjects, leave them down below. I'm curious what you think. What is your diet like? What do you believe? I believe that multiple different types of people all believing different things is what causes the world to be a beautiful place. If everybody was John Arbuckle from Garfield, the world would be a pretty boring place, right? That's why it's nice to get some variety. And so for me, people that are different from me, people from different cultures, different countries, different races, have always been more interesting. I know what I'm getting into when I go deal with another bearded hillbilly that chews dip and drives a big-ass truck. You know what I mean? Because I lived that life. Although I don't chew dip and I don't drive a big-ass truck. But either way, you see what I'm saying. The typical white boy. I know what I'm in store for. That's why I like to meet people from different cultures and different countries. America has lost a lot of its cultural heritage, and it's not as cool as it used to be. The melting pot kind of took away some of the culture that made those cultures that made America far more interesting. Now our culture is work full-time, barely afford to meet your needs, and eat garbage food while you're distracted by the internet. And in my opinion, that's not much of a culture at all. I miss getting on my bike and riding down to my friend's house and knocking on their door and nobody called anybody. Those were the days. Either way, it looks like this is sizing up to be over and we're gonna win. If you've been here with me hanging out, I appreciate you. Please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing the video with your mother. Most importantly though, I would like to wish you a nice day. And to tell you that I love you if nobody else does. Everything will be cool, man. This is County Check, signing off, and we will see you on the next one.